Hello there, I'm Begalius. Are you ready for a jump scare? I'm so sorry, but I'm going to have to jump scare you. Elon Musk might be a bit of a liar. What? Not Musk? Not a bit of a liar? Oh, no way. Now, I don't usually like speaking about this type of thing, which I know it seems like a lie. It seems like a bare-faced lie, which is ironic for this video. But really look into it. I don't speak about these things individually. I usually sort of bunch things together and speak about things like this in a broad stroke and try to come away with some sort of message at the end. Not to sound too much like Mr. Rogers. I was rogering your mum last night. So, Musk. And I was going to speak about like this one thing that he did, this one like dumb thing, and it evolved into an internet story. But in the couple of days that it took for me to I come up with the idea to speak about this, until now, which admittedly was a couple of days, I have other things. I have a real job, believe it or not. But in that time, he's done so much stupid that I can't keep up. And so this video is going to be slightly different. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to go with it, but I'm just going to we're going to see where things roll out, because I do want to speak about this. So for the somehow uninitiated, the story where this all sort of began was Musk was playing this game. It's called Pillars of Eternity 2. Supposedly a very good isometric RPG. Can't say I've ever played it, but yeah, from what I've heard, a very good game. Much like Diablo, those isometric RPGs. And he says he had this character that was cracked, my guy. It was goated. It was level, I think, 93. Hardcore character, which means when you die, that's it. You're done. You're dead. And so goated, in fact, that apparently it was in the, I think, top 5 or maybe even top 3. I'm not sure. I can't really remember. Hardcore characters in the whole of Pillars of Eternity 2. An incredible character. And yeah, he would hop online and do live streams on his stupid Twitter streaming thing. Showing off how badass his character was. Turns out it's not his character at all, and that he was getting other people to play the game for him, like religiously, night and day, to building up this badass character so they could show it off during his live streams. His live streams were, this is a lie, obviously he lied during this, but he couldn't even not lie about the numbers. He lied, so much of a pathological liar is. He was even lying about the number of people watching. When people try to defend him and go like, well, no, he doesn't lie, he's a man of his word and all of this. It's like he was saying that he was playing on a character that he made, that he didn't, to 1 million people. And it wasn't to 1 million people, it was just that 1 million people had viewed the stream. But anyway, I digress. So essentially, that was a lie.
That was a fucking lie.
And honestly, I get and I don't get why he did. I don't empathize, but I do understand why he did this. He's a Republican, despite him pretending that he wasn't for many, many years. But yeah, he's a Republican, which is very much the fake it until you make it party. You may disagree, but I don't care, you're wrong. It's very much the fake it until you make it party. Everyone knows it. Everyone who isn't like in that loop, in that circle, knows that you just throw shit out and lie and just keep lying until someone believes something you say and then jumps on board with you. Hey, don't have a Lambo? Don't worry about it. Just rent it for a day, or rent a couple of sports cars for a day, and then film a trailer for your class where you teach 14-year-olds with 3 IQ how to make lots of money. Ignore the daddy issues. I'm your daddy now. That type of thing. A lot of people don't talk about this or know this, but Trump was very well known before he got into politics, before he said any of the inexcusable things that he said. Before any of that, he was very well known for just lying. Just lying about statistics and getting people to invest, because if you just keep telling people fake things, that eventually, someone's going to believe you and they'll invest. And he was very, very well known for that. That's the embodiment of the Republican Party. That's the embodiment of Musk. It's also a huge There's also a huge like spirit of bravado within that side of things, particularly with the far right, and this like and this one makes a bit more sense because it's they're extreme capitalists. They believe that everything that you are worth is based off of what you own. So I get that, I do understand that that's the way that they are. However, what I don't understand, and I think this is irrefutable evidence that Musk is not a genius. He is not the genius. I'm so tired of hearing that he is that. Why did he do it? Why this? Why this? And I understand that like he wanted, it's the bravado and he wanted to be the best and he has his god complex. He has to have the most followers, the most money, the strongest character in his favorite game. I get that, but how did he not realize that this would backfire? I think a 12-year-old could have told Musk, hey, whoa. These are your guys. He was streaming on his platform, which is essentially just full of people who are dedicated to him at this point, in a field that he has cultivated an audience around. He grabbed hold of the Gamergate bros. He got hold of the people who like just who essentially wrap all of their entire personality around being a hardcore gamer, and he grabbed hold of those people and he was like, oh yeah we hate women and all this blah, blah. That was your audience, the people who would obviously know when you're lying to them, and I completely understand when you're trying to pull the wool over their eyes. Not only are they those people, but they're the only people who you have like dedicated to you, who you have a direct line to. So you're trying to trick the people who like are just feeding off of you through these intravenous tubes. You're trying to trick those people, but they're obviously going to be aware of you trying to pull the wool over their eyes. And it happened, and it backfired, and now there's a cultivation of a lack of trust. And of course, there was this video by this guy named Quinn who was breaking down how obviously he there's no way in hell he could even understand honestly kind of basic stuff within the game, so there's no way that he actually has that character. He also pointed out the lying of the numbers, and it backfired, and those people now, and this is why it confuses me, has created a crack in that foundation of all of the people who like loyally followed him and believed him everything that he said and suckled on his teeth and just like yes my master, I will do as you say. The crack in the foundation is now formed, and it never had to. He was Icarus. He flew too close to the sun, but he could have just gone past it. He could have gone past it and found a brighter sun and not flown too close to it. I'm losing it on this analogy, but it just doesn't make sense to me. It feels like such a ridiculously stupid move, and it makes no sense, and it has dented his reputation. The other thing that happened subsequently following that was he's now been praising these new visas that are in all intents and purposes both pro and anti-immigration. They're pro-immigration in that they essentially, the way they work is that you're on a visa where you can come here but just to work, and if you're fired you have to go back home, and that's the way it works. I don't like these visas. I think if you're going to take advantage of someone and have them coming over here to work, then they should be considered human beings and have the same rights that everybody else in the country that they work in has. But that's just me. Hey, call me a liberal hippie. So he believes in these visas, and they are pro bringing people over, because essentially the way that they benefit businesses is that you can have people come over, work for you, you can pay them less, and they're obviously not going to try to negotiate with you, get better things out of you, because they know that if they do, you could just fire them and they have to go back home. So it's a cheaper way of doing labor. Thank you, Josh Johnson, for that explanation, by the way. Tremendous videos. But yeah, so they come over here, and he loves it. He loves these visas. He thinks they're very good, and he expressed that, I think, on Twitter, and they fucking hated it. Oh my god, his fans hated him for saying that, because of course he cultivated an audience of all immigration is bad. He is an absolutist and a fake absolutist in so many fields, a free speech absolutist, an anti-immigration absolutist. So when you tell people, oh no, I'm anti-immigration, but these contracts, oh, these are good, and these will let more immigrants in. You guys hate immigrants. And they turned on him. But of course this was the way. And it's really frustrating, because it's like, guys, we told you this. We told you he's not on your side. He's on the side that makes money. He's on his side. He's on business's side. He's on the healthcare who got shot. He's on his side. He's on the side of CEOs and money makers. That's the side that he's on. He's not on your... He doesn't care about immigration. He doesn't care that whether his neighbor is Spanish or Mexican or whatever the fuck. He just cares about how much money he makes. And I can't believe you didn't see this coming. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to see, but it's also slightly cathartic because, yeah, it's all falling apart. Because essentially, Musk is now being honest. He's now being masks off. He's both lied within this game, and people don't like that. And now that he's being honest, it shows that he has lied a lot in the past and created a character that doesn't really exist. And now the cracks are forming and forming and forming and forming, and people are losing trust in him. But at the same time, it's like I'm so divided and split on it, because on the one hand, I feel good for these people realizing, yes, he's not the second coming. He's not going to solve all of your problems. Someone else who said they were going to solve your problems of, what was it, 1939. But yeah, he's not going to solve all of your problems, and you're realizing that, and you're realizing that he's a fraud. Yes, he is a fucking fraud. He doesn't develop Teslas. Oh my God, he doesn't develop Teslas. And now, okay, I know that I've gone on a tangent, but now that you've learned that we were correct, that we were right the whole time, that he's a fraud, that what he says is just smoke and mirrors, listen to me. Pay attention to me. He doesn't develop Teslas. He never developed Teslas. He never engineered Teslas. He's never engineered a spaceship in his entire fucking life. He just buys things. He buys things and he buys things. He didn't found Tesla, by the way. He bought his way onto the board of Tesla, and that is not a secret. That's not some conspiracy. He didn't found PayPal. He merged his company with PayPal, and SpaceX I think he did found, but he doesn't run it. There's a CEO who runs Tesla, like a chief who runs Tesla, who's running the operations. From what I've heard on the ground level, he comes in and occasionally he'll like look at a material and go, yes. And then that's it. That's it. Please, we were right. And like I said, on the one hand, I'm happy for these people finally realizing, but on the other hand, it's like, do you even fucking deserve it? You're, like I said at the beginning of this video, you are already done. You're already cooked. And it's your fault. You shouldn't have fallen for this in the first place. Your ignorance is what got you here. So should I be empathetic and should I say, they made a mistake and they're learning from it? Yes. I mean, yes. Being vengeful is not helpful or progressive. It's not good. But it's hard not to be, guys. It's really hard not to be.
The PlayStation is only $149, and you can also get leading titles.